Hello everyone, Phoenix Knight here. Welcome to the channel, and welcome to a new playthrough on the channel. After last week's adventure in space with Star Realms, this week we're actually going to do something related to Halloween since we are in the month of October, and go on a zombie killing spree as we play Zombicide Black Plague. There are several versions of Zombicide, but in this one we're in medieval times killing zombies. Anyway, in this playthrough we're going to be playing through the first real scenario, not just the tutorial. We're going to be playing through big game hunting. So very quickly, let's go ahead and set the scene for this one. We quickly discovered the starting point of the zombie invasion. Other survivors spotted a large zombie wandering the streets, and some kind of sick wizard directing the horde to engulf us. It took us 2 days to pinpoint the Necromancer's location, and understand the abomination can't be killed by any weapon at our disposal. Let's raid the Necromancer's laboratory and take them both out with a secret brew of our own, Dragonfire. Let the hunt begin. So our objective here is to reach these objectives in any order to win. Kill at least one abomination and one necromancer and take all of the objectives. We'll see that when we move over to the map. But anyway, so that's what we're up against. Let's go ahead and meet our heroes first, and then we'll move over to the map. So here's our first survivor today, Anne, who looks like a very angry nun in this shot. So each character here has several different abilities, so we'll go through them as they become relevant. But you'll level along this track down here. So you'll get so each hero will get one experience per zombie they kill. And once we go into yellow, they get stronger, but so will the zombies that we spawn out of the deck. So we need to be kind of careful of that. But anyway, her special ability that she starts off with is Bloodlust Melee. So she can spend one action, so I can spend one action with her and move up to 2 zones to a zone containing at least one zombie, then gain a free melee action that I can use immediately. So like I said, I'll go through everything else as they become irrelevant. But all of our survivors will start off with 3 health, and they all have a piece of starting equipment. So, Anne's starting equipment. There's the hammer. By this icon, I can dual wield them if I get 2 items with the same name. So to read the card, it can open doors, which is an action that we'll have to be particular to. I have to roll a die, and on a 4+, I open the door. But I do make noise with it, so I do need to be careful on that. Then for the rest of how you read the card, it doesn't make any noise when you attack with it. You have to be in melee range, so that's what the 0 means. You roll 1 die, hit on a 4+, and do 2 damage. So there's 4 different types of zombies in the game. There are walkers, runners, fatties, and abominations. There's also the Necromancer. I'll go through them more as they come up. But anyway, so looks like Anne will be on our 2 health zombie detail. And then here's her mini. She'll be working with everything red. So her pegs are red, and then she'll be rolling the red dice on camera. So anyway, that will do it for Anne. Now let's go meet our next hero. One thing I did forget to mention when I was talking about Anne. So you might notice up here that there's actually an extra slot. That's where we can put armor as we find it throughout the game. But there's also notation that it can hold something else instead. So instead of armor, in the case of this hero, we could put a hammer there. In Anne's case, we could put a dagger there. But anyway, let's meet our second hero, Lady Grimm. So she'll be working with the blue base and pegs today. Her special ability is Shove, which... here we go. So for free, once during each of the turns, select a zone at range 1 from the survivor. All survivors standing in your zone are pushed to the selected zone. Not a movement, and we need to have a clear path. Zombie can't cross closed doors, ramparts, or walls, but can be shoved in or out of a vault. So that'll become relevant later in the scenario. And then Lady Grimm's starting equipment is a short sword. Once again, we can dual wield it. The only difference from the hammer being that in this case, we only do 1 damage if we hit with it. So, yeah, that'll be something we'll have to be somewhat careful of. She'll be, like I said, she'll be doing everything blue. So blue pegs, blue dice, blue base, all of that. Then I'll move Lady Grimm over to the starting space. Actually, we'll show her mini real quick. Now I'll move her over to the start space. And that will do it for Lady Grimm. Let's move down and meet our next survivor. So here's our third survivor, Nellie. Her armor slot option is it can hold a dagger instead. So she'll be doing everything with purple. There's her mini, so I'll move... Once it focuses in, I'll move her over to the board, to the starting space. And then her starting equipment is a short bow. So we need to find arrows for this, but we can use it without the arrows. Anyway. So 0 to 1 on the... So it doesn't open a door. It doesn't make noise when you attack with it. Range from 0 to 1. Roll 1 die, hit on a 3+, and do 1 damage. Her starting ability is +1 free move action. So just like it sounds, you have 1 action. So as part of your 3 actions, in addition to that, you have 1 free move action that you can make. So you can essentially do a move and then 3 other actions after that. Anyway, her option is to hold a dagger instead. That will do it for Nellie. Now let's move over and meet our 4th hero. Here's our 4th hero, Dame Alyssa. So there's her mini. There we go. I'll move her over to the board. Then her starting equipment. There's another short sword, the same thing as what Lady Grimm has. So I won't go through that again. Her special ability that she starts off with is Lifesaver, and what that means is you can use it for free once during their turn. Select a zone containing at least 1 zombie at range 1 from your survivor. Choose survivors in the selected zone to be dragged to your survivor zone without penalty. Not a move action. Survivor can decline the rescue and stay in the selected zone if they so choose. Both zones need to share a clear path. Survivor can't cross closed doors or walls and can't be extracted in or out of a vault. So we'll need to be very careful with that. But that will do it for Dame Alyssa. Now let's go meet our 5th hero. Also forgot to mention, Dame Alyssa will be doing everything with orange. So orange base, orange dice, all that good stuff. Next up we have Ulfo, who will be doing everything with yellow. So there's his mini. We'll move him over to the board. And we'll take a look at Ulfo. So his option for armor is he can hold an axe there instead. And that'll add to his roll. So his starting equipment is yet another short sword. So once again, we won't go through that. Then I've got this token here. This is the free action token because his special ability is Born Leader. So during the survivor's turn, he may give 1 free action to another survivor to use as he or she pleases. This action must be used during the recipient's next turn or it's lost. So yeah, we'll be giving out free actions all around. Anyway, that will do it for Ulfo. Now let's go meet our last survivor. Here's our last survivor for the adventure, Baldrick. He's our spellcaster. We'll more on what that means in a minute. He'll be doing everything with green. So there's his mini. We'll move him over to the board as well, so we have our entire team together. And his starting equipment, that should be 0. That's not... Dashboard's not wanting to cooperate with me, though. But he starts off with a Mana Blast. Combat spell. Obviously not a door knocker. Does make noise with it. Range 0 to 1. 1 die. Hits on a 4+, and does 1 damage. His special ability that he starts with is Spellcaster, so similar to Anne with Bloodlust Melee. Well, with Spellcaster, that's actually not the same thing, I don't think, no. Has 1 extra free action that you can only use for a magic action or enchantment action. So yeah, we've given him the starting spell, so he'll have free action right off the bat. But anyway, that will do it for our Baldrick, that will do it for our survivors. Now let's take a quick look at the map. Here's the map for our scenario today. Up at the top of the shot, we've got our two vaults. The yellow vault, which is up here, and down here, just below in shot. Those are the doors that we use to get into the yellow vault. Similarly with the purple vault, which is up here, we have our purple doors down here. Now the doors you see on the board are actually from Zombicide Invader. I just wanted something to make the board pop a little bit more. But anyway, you see our 3 spawn zones. I think nope, it looks like we got all 3 of them in shot. So we've got one down here, one up here, and then one over here. We also have 7 objectives that we need to get through. One of those objectives is actually going to be a blue objective, and when we find that, that's when we find the lab's location. So we spawn a Necromancer there, but if the Necromancer is already on the board, we spawn an Abomination instead. But if both are already on the board and nothing happens, we still get the experience. So each of these objective tokens will actually be worth 5 experience. But anyway, I think that, and then in the vaults too, we have 2 special pieces of equipment that are very powerful, but we'll need to get those over to the right heroes. But anyway, that will do it for initial setup. You can see our heroes have all moved over to the board here. So we'll actually go ahead and get this show on the road, and we'll start with our first player, who is Anne. So we'll get down and see what she's doing. Hard to tell in the mess, I know, but Anne is the one in the red base right there. So for action 1, she's going to move up to the first door. Then action 2, she's going to try to open it. Remember, from her hammer, she needs a 4+ to open the door. That's a 3, so we don't open the door, but we do make noise. So noise is relevant when we need to start moving zombies around. So there's a noise token that we'll put right there. Then action 3, we'll try to open that door again. And once again, we need a 4+ to open it. That is another 3. We are not wanting to open that door this morning. But anyway, that's another noise token. So the number of noise tokens will be relevant in that if we spawn, and that'll help determine where the zombies move, because they'll try to move toward most noise. But anyway, that will do it for Anne's 3 actions. Let's have Lady Grimm try her luck. So we'll zoom out just a little bit, because we can encompass Lady Grimm's destination. So Lady Grimm is once again the mini with the blue base. For action 1, we'll move her down to this door, try her luck. Then action 2, she'll try to open that door. And again, like Anne, she needs a 4+ to open it. Unlike Anne, however, and it's buried in here, she does get a 4, so while she does make noise, she also does get to open the door. So we'll go ahead, open that door. And then I think this is this is a 1-space room, so we'll spawn 1 card of zombies in here. So we'll spawn. Okay, this is another way where the level is actually relevant. So we're still in blue, which means we spawn from blue and we spawn a runner. So they're in this bag. So runners get 2 activations at the end of the zombie phase, or during the zombie phase. The problem is an activation can be move or attack. So a runner could potentially move and do damage, or do 2 damage in the space of a turn. So we need to be very careful of that. Because of that, action 3 is actually going to be to move Alyssa back that way. So I want to start drawing zombies into us right now. Anyway, that will do it for Alyssa. Now let's move over to Nellie. So Nellie is the mini in purple right here. Action 1, she'll move down to this door. Action 2, she's actually going to take a shot at that runner. Again, we roll 1 die and we hit on a 3+. That's a 5, so that runner is... I'll zoom out a little bit further, but you can see the runner's down here. So the runner's dead, which means Nellie gets 1 experience. Oop, only 1. I'm probably going to do most of the experience off camera, just because moving everything, especially later in the game as we start accumulating more and more stuff, is going to be a bit of a problem. Then for action 3, I think she's going to continue... I think we're actually going to move over to Alyssa, so we can try to keep this spawn zone down here just off shot right here. We'll keep that under control. Anyway, that will do it for Nellie. Now let's move over to Alyssa. So Alyssa's going to try her luck at opening this door that's bedeviled Anne. So for action 1, we'll move up. Action 2, there's our orange die that we're going to need to try to open that door. And once again, we need a 4+ to open the door. Another 3. That door is bedeviling everybody today. Action 3, we'll try it again. The only thing I don't like about this plan is if we spawn that room and spawn runners, one of them is getting hit, but I can't help that. There's a 6, finally. So we do finally open the door. Unfortunately, that's all of Alyssa's actions, but we still have 2 more heroes to go. So we'll open that door, and then we have 2 rooms to spawn zombies for. So you can see they're divided by a partition here. So we'll go ahead, we'll spawn the door room first. And in there we find a runner. This is what I was worried about. So the runner goes right back on the board. And then in the second half of that room, we'll spawn double spawn. So we actually go back to this room and spawn again. So basically we keep drawing from the zombie deck until we stop drawing double spawns. We get 3 walkers. Walkers only have 1 action, 1 activation, but take 1 health to destroy. And 2 more walkers. Okay. Walkers, zombies of any kind, can also pin us in the space. So that's something else to keep an eye on. Unfortunately, that was all 3 of Alyssa's actions, so that will do it for her turn. Now let's see what Ulfo is doing, who's the yellow mini. As much as I want to move Ulfo in, that does not seem... As much as I want to move him in and try to start clearing those zombies out, that's actually not a very good plan, I don't think. So, I'm going to give the... But I'm going to use his Born Leader and give the free action... I think I'm going to give it to Anne. So we'll give her an extra action on her next turn. Then action 1 for Ulfo. I think it's just going to be to... I'm going to start looping Ulfo around a little bit. So I'm going to send him... So we're actually going to bring him action 1 down here, action 2 over here, and then action 3 up there, and I'll plan on opening that door next round. Anyway, that will do it for Ulfo. Last up is Baldrick, and we need to try to clear some of that out. But we need to be careful of our targeting priority. as much as I want to be able to take out the runners, I'm probably not going to be able to because there's a mess in that room right now. For action 1, he'll move in. Then as a spellcaster action, he'll use his Mana Blast into that mess of a room. Just trying to take out a walker. That's a 3, which he misses on. That's unfortunate. Good thing we didn't have anybody in there, because in this game, friendly fire is a peril that we need to be careful of. Action 2, we'll try it again. Good grief. So we make more noise, as if we needed more reasons to bring the zombies down. Then action 3, he's going to move off. So that will do it for the survivor phase. Now we transition into the zombie phase. Alright, so the zombie phase starts off with the zombies moving, which means all of this mess is going to move in here. This is the one thing I kind of don't like about CMON games. Sometimes they make their tiles a little bit too small, especially when you start getting a lot of stuff on there. The walkers move. Unfortunately, the runners are going to hit one of our survivors in that space, which is either Dame Alyssa or Anne, and I think Anne is going to take the hit right now. So that could be a bit of a problem. But now we go into the zombie spawn part of the zombie phase. So we'll work clockwise, and we'll start from down here. So first off, we will get a walker. So there's our walker going there. Next, we'll spawn up at the top of the board, and we'll spawn. We actually won't, so over here we have a double spawn. And once again, we keep going until we stop drawing double spawns. Hopefully we're not going to just start getting turned inside out. Oh boy, Ostakar. So we have a Necromancer coming onto the board. And then we'll have to spawn something with him. So the way the Necromancer works is the Necromancer is going to be trying to flee the board. So we'll get him... So we'll get Ostakar out, and actually need to go and grab him. I will be right back. Alright, so here's Ostakar. So we'll spawn him there. Right now this isn't the second spawn of the double spawn yet. This is still the Necromancer's minions. He gets a runner with him. Great. Alright, so before I draw the second spawn token over there, the way this is going to work is... So the way the Necromancer works is the Necromancer is going to be trying to escape from the closest spawn point on the board. So as we see, it's kind of hard to see, but the Necromancer spawned over here, so he's going to be moving this way and trying to get off the board through here. Fortunately, he's going to have to run the gauntlet. Fortunately for us, he's going to have to run a gauntlet of trying to get through Ulfo, Lady Grimm, and Nellie. But he's going to have the runner ahead of him, so they're trying to soften us up, which could be bad. Now we draw the second half of our double spawn over there. So in addition, we end up with nothing in sight. So that's actually kind of welcome. But anyway, next up, actually I gotta grab, there was a card that fell on the floor here. There it is. Okay. Got it. Alright, we'll just put that somewhere into the middle of the deck. Alright, and then the last part of the zombie phase is first player passes, so Lady Grimm will be our first player. And with that, we'll move into another... We'll also pull all these noise tokens off the board. And, yeah, so Anne and Alyssa did not take long to end up in a very, very bad way. But we've got a few different problems on our hands here, like still trying to find our actual objectives. But anyway, let's get back down to the board, and we'll start with Lady Grimm. We've got our team split up right now, so we've got Nellie, who's that? Lady Grimm and Ulfo down here to deal with the Necromancer. But we've got Anne, Dame Alyssa, and Baldrick up here with a mess on their hands. So I think the best idea is to try to get some of these doors open and set up to make a Akasar run the gauntlet. So I think for action 1 for Lady Grimm, she's going to move in with Ulfo. Then action 2, she'll try to open that door. This is a fair warning. When I spawn this area, this is going to be a very long spawn, so bear with me once I open that door. That's a 6. So, yep, we open that door, and then like I said, we're going to have a very long spawn in front of us. So we'll crack that open, but we do make noise. Now we get access to search options once we can get in there. So anyway, let's go ahead and start spawning in there. We need, holy crap, we're going to need a lot of cards. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, that's not part of anything. So, okay, so we only need 8 cards. But again, that's not accounting for double spawn. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so starting off with the room they opened the door into, first up we find another Necromancer. This is going really phenomenally. Alright, so we grab another Necromancer. And then this is another regular. These are his minions. All Necromancers already on the board getting an extra activation. So actually Akasar should have been here already. Then moving here, which actually kind of works out for us because now we can take that. Now we can take Akasar out. So fortunately, since we're fresh out of Necromancers now, we don't spawn yet another one. We just have them get an extra activation. So that's kind of fortunate. But before we move into our next room, this Necromancer is going to be trying to escape through here as well. But he's going to have the same gauntlet that Akasar is going to have to run. And then in here, we find a fatty already. Great. The problem with the fatty is they take 2 damage to destroy, but they also shield the Necromancer from any ranged attack. So there's our first fatty coming onto the board. That's totally going to end well. And of course, we still haven't found the Necromancer's lab anyway. So moving into here, we find normal Necromancer rules. So actually that's Ostakar. Never mind. So each Necromancer on the board gets an extra activation, so they both move in. Good grief. So yeah, hopefully we don't keep getting a million Necromancers. Then moving in here, actually, yeah, we'll spawn in here next. Good grief. So Grimm and Ulfo each take a damage as well. Good lord. Okay, now we'll spawn into the other door here. We find a runner. This is not go well. Actually, this is kind of going well. Because we've got both Necromancers where we can deal with them now. And we'll spawn here next. I may have spoken too soon on that, because Ulfo and Grimm both take another damage. And then we have 2 rooms left. So we spawned up here for another Necromancer. Actually, we have 3 rooms left, so we'll spawn up here next. We find an abomination. Oh joy. Our problems just go from bad to worse. So there's the abomination. That takes 3 health to destroy, and that's where we need... That's what we need the Dragon Bile for. On the bright side, though, once we kill the Necromancer and the Abomination, then we just have to grab all the objectives to win. Then last up, we're spawned... And then actually we have this room up here next. Actually, I think... Yeah, we have this room next. We find a walker. And then the room to the purple vault next. There we'll find... extra activation for nothing. So that's... Yeah! That went... That just about... That was a very bad spawn on that big room. That could have been a lot worse. We could have ended up with a mess of zombies, but as it is, we've got 2 of our survivors at death's doorstep. So we need to be very careful. Fortunately, Grimm has an action left, so she's going to try to kill one of these Necromancers. Once again, she needs a 4+ with her short sword. That is a 6, so she gets 1 experience for killing the Necromancer. We'll kill this Necromancer and take out this Necromancer spawn zone. Just to get that off the board. So we're not trying to deal with a Necromancer that's going to move very quickly. But that will do it for Grimm. Since we're right here in shot, we'll go ahead and go into Nellie's turn. So Nellie is going to take a shot at the walker down here. Once again, she needs a 3+. That's another 6, so she kills the walker and gains an experience. So she's up to 2 experience now because she killed one of the... She killed the walker in here earlier. And for action 2, I think we move in so that in case we miss, she can take a hit for one of them. Because Ulfo and Lady Grimm are both at 1 health and in a very bad way. So action 3, she'll try to kill, what's his name? Akasar, I think. Actually, Ostakar. Right. Yeah, we'll go ahead and try to kill Ostakar here. Just so they don't get turned completely inside out. That's a 4, so Ostakar is defeated. We'll take out his spawn zone as well. And that gives her another experience, so that brings Nellie up to 3 experience. So we managed to take out both Necromancers. We still need to deal with the Abomination, though, and get these spawn zones, or get these objectives. So action 1 to shoot the walker, action 2 to move in, action 3 to shoot Ostakar. Okay, so she's all done. Let's move up then to Dame Alyssa in the mess. Time to start the killing, folks. So Alyssa's going to take a shot, is going to try to stab something with her short sword. And once again, we need a 4+. We'll take out the runner first because that thing's going to do 2 damage and just take somebody out if we leave it. Action 2, start the stabby again with the... Start stabby again with the sword. 3+ does not work, and action 3 will run it back. One will not work either, so yeah, we need to get kind of lucky to not lose both of those two survivors. But anyway, that will unfortunately do it for Dame Alyssa. Let's move down to Ulfo and see what he's doing. Alright, so Ulfo's down here in yellow. Action 1, he's going to move in, but the problem is he's got a fatty over here and an abomination waiting just off shot. So action 2, he's going to search. So we're going to try to find some other weapons to help us deal with all this mess. We find a crossbow, which is a 1 to 2, roll 2 dice, hit on a 2+, and do 2 damage. That's actually very welcome right now. So I'm going to move the short sword to his backpack and equip that instead. And then action 3 will actually be to try to take a shot at the fatty. Since we hit on a 4+. We'll see if multiple dice can overwhelm our horrendous rolling so far today. So we'll bring the dice tower. It's just at the edge of shot there. I'll zoom out a little bit so you can see it. But anyway, Ulfo is trying to take a shot at this fatty. We need a 4+ on one of these dice. Which we get 4+ on both of them. So the fatty's dead, and it's worth 1 experience for Ulfo. So that's rather fortunate for us that we can somewhat lessen the mess. But anyway, that will do it for Ulfo. Now let's move up to Baldrick and try to deal with that mess up in that space. Baldrick is once again here in the green base. I shouldn't do this, but I'm actually going to risk friendly fire here. Just because the reasoning I'm going to risk friendly fire here is because I feel like I'm going to lose at least one of Alyssa or Anne this turn if I don't. Although Anne's got a lot of actions, which are probably all going to be attacks. So, yeah. So we'll use his spellcaster action with his mana blast. We need a 4+. Which we don't get, so I'm going to have Alyssa take the friendly fire. Then action 1, he's actually going to move in so he can help soak damage. Action 2, we'll use the mana blast again. He'll take out a walker, so he'll get 1 experience. That was a 6. Then action 3, he'll run that back again. Alright, so I think I can get out of this with all of them surviving. So that's something. That's a 2, so we do miss, unfortunately. Alright, so we put 2 noise tokens down there. Then that will do it for Baldrick. Last up will be Anne for the round, and she's got that free action, so she's going to use that free action to attack with her hammer first. So free action first to attack with the hammer, which hits on a 4+. That is not a 4+. Good grief, these rolls are terrible today. So actual action 1 will attack with a hammer. There's a 4, so we take out one. So we do take out one of these walkers and give Anne 1 experience. And now I think we can get out of at least this round with everybody surviving. Action 2 will run that back. We'll attack again. Alright, take out another walker. That brings Anne up to 2 experience. And then action 3, we'll run that back 1 more time. Wow, that space went from perilous to now survivable. So Anne's up to 3 experience. 3, there we go. I'm having trouble with the dashboards today. Anyway, that will do it for Anne. That will do it for the round. So let's move it into the zombie phase. We managed to avert both of our crises on the board for the time being, but we've still got the problem of the abomination up here and no way to deal with it. In fact, that problem is going to become even more relevant because the abomination is moving down, as is that walker. The runner's moving over here, which is actually where Ulfo can deal with it. This runner is going to move over here where Nellie can deal with that one. And then the walker up here is actually going to hit Baldrick for 1 damage. So glad we have him in there to help soak damage. Alright, so that'll do it for the activations on the zombies. So now we spawn. Once again, we'll start with our bottom zone and shot. We find another runner. I hate these runners. Then up here, we get 2 walkers. And then moving over to this spawn zone, we find double spawn, so we loop back down to the bottom of the shot. Can't get away from these Necromancers, so Ostakar's back again, which means this will be his minion before we get to the double spawn. Then coming out with him, we have another double spawn. Fantastic. So we go to the next... So we're going to the next zone and spawning 2 again. Great. Alright, so first up, extra activation, oh, for crying out loud, for runners. Actually, for no one, because we're still in blue. And another walker. So that was briefly very threatening, but we seem to have dodged a bullet on that one. So now first player token passes to Nellie. We've got our team a little busted up already. Nellie's the only one who's at full health. So let's actually move down and see what we can do about averting some of these crises. All the noise tokens also come off the board. Nellie's down here in purple. She's still got her bow, which she's been the only one who's been really doing much of anything this game. So we'll try to take out that runner. Once again, well, it helps that she's had the 3+ weapon all game. As soon as I say that, we get unlucky. So we'll run the attack back again. That takes the runner out. So we'll give her another experience on that. Then action 3, I think she will move over here. Actually, better idea might be to move her... No, I think I will move her there. Okay, that will do it for Nellie. Now let's move up to Dame Alyssa and see if we can finish clearing that mess out. We have 1 walker left, Alyssa. Let's see if we can get moving on the actual objective of this scenario. And once again, we need a 4+. That's a 2. Fortunately, friendly fire is not a thing when you're in melee. Action 2, run that back. That'll work. So we'll take out that last walker. Then give Alyssa her second experience on the day. Then action 3 will move her in to that space. And that will do it for Alyssa. Let's move back down to Ulfo. For action 1, Ulfo is going to try to take out the runner that's one space away. Bring the dice tower in shot. And we can kind of get it in shot. The crossbow does not hit. It hits on a 4+. So action 2 will run that back. And I think we got one of the... Oh no, it's hidden in here. I thought it was stuck in shot, but thankfully the runner's dead because we would have had to move, and then Ulfo would have been in a very bad way. And action 3, I think that buys us a little bit of time to... Do I want to search with the abomination bearing down on us, or do I want to move down, or do I want to move and try to get one of these objectives? He's also in a very bad way, so I think... I think we are actually going to search. So let's see what we get here. We find... Speed. So it's an enchantment. Once per turn, select a zombie in a zone without... Select a survivor in a zone without zombies. They may immediately perform a free move action of up to 2 zones. So we can get them moving if we need to. I'll equip that with a crossbow. And then I will actually use that... Decisions. I think we will select... This is a decision. Because this is technically his last action, but I'm going to select... Also, for his free action, we're going to give it to... I forgot about Born Leader. So we're going to give it to... Lady... we're going to give it to... Yeah, we're going to give it to Lady Grimm. Because she hasn't gone yet this round. Then Speed, I'm going to save Grimm in action, so I'm going to have her move in, and I'll send her over to grab this objective over here. Anyway, that will do it for Ulfo. So now let's move up to Baldrick and see what that team is going to do. Alright, so we have Baldrick right here in green. Action 1, he's going to move in to this room and join Alyssa. Action 2, he'll grab the objective. We'll see if it's the blue objective or not, because if it's the blue objective, we have another Necromancer coming out on the board. It is not blue, so all he gets is 5 experience from that, which is not entirely unwelcome. It is kind of something to be aware of, because the next experience he gets is going to push us into yellow, which will make everything more dangerous. So some of the cards we've seen where nothing has happened, now things will start happening in yellow. Then action 3, he's going to search. So he finds... Death Strike. Another 2 damage spell, but we do need to be careful because we're still rolling only 1 die and hitting on a 4+. So, but that's, again, that's more 2 damage stuff, so that's not completely unwelcome. But anyway, that will do it for Baldrick. We have Anne right here in shot, who's next. So she's going to move 1 into the room with them. 2, she's going to search. Let's see what she finds. A lightning bolt. So this is actually a much larger range spell. 0 to 3, 1 die, hits on a 4+, does 1 damage. So that's good for range, potentially. Which she's actually going to keep. Then action 3, she's going to try to open that door. So once again, we need a 4+ to open that'll be the yellow vault that we open up. That is a 4, so we do make noise, and we open the vault. But right now, there aren't many zombies on the board that are making noise, but we do open the vault. Do we spawn zombies in the vault or not? Vault's at 36. Vault zones and doors can be opened like standard doors. There's vaults or building zones can't be searched and don't spawn zombies. Okay. Alright, so yeah, so we don't spawn zombies inside the yellow vault, but we can get in there now. So I think that will probably be next turn's objective. But anyway, that will do it for Anne. Now let's move down to Lady Grimm. Alright, Lady Grimm's free action, which is what we're going to start with. We're going to start with grabbing this objective. If it's blue, she's in big trouble. It is blue, so she gains the 5 experience from it, but she also spawns the Necromancer there again. Where's Yes, she spawns. She does get the experience, but she spawns the Necromancer in the zone. So we got a Necromancer spawn zone. Then coming with it, and we are thankfully still in blue. Oh joy, we have an Abomination, except the Abomination's already on the board, so we just don't worry about that. We got away with one there. Thank criminy. Anyway, the Necromancer is going to be looking. We'll zoom out for a second here before Grimm tries to do some serious killing. Tries to kill that Necromancer. So the Necromancer is going to be moving 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So he's going to be trying to escape through this spawn zone, which we need to be careful of because right now we have 5 spawn zones. If the Necromancer escapes, that turns into a standard spawn. But if the Necromancer is defeated, we get to remove a spawn zone from the board, or turn a Necromancer spawn into a standard spawn zone. Action 2, she's going to try to take out the Necromancer because if I don't, I want to search, but I can't risk that Necromancer surviving because Grimm can't take another hit. We have the Dice Tower and Shot, so action 2 is going to be to strike the Necromancer. With a 6, which does take the Necromancer out, thankfully, so we'll remove this spawn zone. And it gives her another 1 experience, which does push us into yellow now. So we do need to be very careful of that. But I'll bring Lady Grimm over for a second so you can see what's happening. So we did push into yellow, which means she gains 1 extra action, which means she gains +1 action as pushing into yellow. So it was action 1 to pick, actually the free action was to pick up the objective. Then action 1 was to attack the Necromancer. Action 2 will be to search. So Grimm will find plenty of bolts, which I want to move over to Ulfo as fast as I can get them over to him, which will probably be right now. So action 3, she'll move over to Ulfo, and then action 4, she'll give him plenty of bolts, and Ulfo will give her the short sword, which Lady Grimm will be able to wield. So plenty of bolts to Ulfo, which you may reroll all ranged attacks once with weapons with a bolts keyword. The new result takes the place of the previous one. So we'll give that to Ulfo, and then the short sword is going to Lady Grimm, and she'll be able to dual wield these. She'll be able to roll 2 dice instead of just the 1. still hitting on a 4+ and still doing 1 damage or 2 if we're dual wielding. I'm gonna have to look that up. Dual 14 and 32. Use both weapons. Tells him to roll 6 dice in a single. Okay, yeah, so just get to roll the dice. Just get to roll the number of dice. So, yeah, which means we don't worry about the extra damage. But I think that was it for Lady Grimm. So we'll move back into another zombie phase. Okay, so we have the walkers up here are moving. The abomination moves down here, as does the walker. Runner moves 1, 2, and Ostakar moves up here. So thankfully nobody's getting rocked, but we do need to be very careful. Because now we've got that abomination bearing down on us and we have no way to deal with it yet. Plus we've got the runner getting ready to move in, although I think we'll be able to stop that at least from happening on our next round. But we've got to spawn first, so we'll start down here with our regular spawn and then the Necromancer spawn. So first up for the regular spawn. And now we're into yellow, so we need to be aware of that. So we have 2 runners, or we have 1 runner, I should say. And then for the Necromancer spawn in that same spot, 2 fatties, not what I want to see right now. Then up to this spawn zone at the top of the shot. 3 walkers, which is actually a lot less dangerous, I think, than another fatty right now. And then over to our last starting zone, we get another fatty. So we're definitely surrounded by fatties, and our couple 2 damage options are both in very bad ways. So, yeah, first player, actually we didn't have any noise on the board. First player will pass to Dame Alyssa, and then we'll move back into another player phase. So the board is turning into a little bit of a mess here, but there's nothing really we can do about that right now because I'm getting ahead of myself, so we're going to have to send Alyssa up into the yellow vault for action 1. Action 2, she'll grab the item in here. She'll find the Orcish crossbow. So this is actually a pretty powerful weapon. Vault, ranged, 1 action to reload, and then it's free in the end phase. If she's in melee, we can either attack from melee, or if we use the ranged action 1 to 2, that's where we need an action to reload. Actually, I think we need an action to reload on both of them. But we can attack basically from 0 to 2. I don't know why they split this out. Roll 2 dice, hit on a 3+, and you do 2 damage. So we'll move so we'll put that in her other hand. Then for action 3, we'll try to open the other vault door, which, as you recall, we'll zoom out. Zoom out and move the camera down. The other yellow vault door is just out of shot here. So we still need a 4+ to get that open. Got the dice tower in shot. Well, let's see how this goes. That's a 3, so we don't manage to open that vault door. We do put a noise token there, though. We can send them through. But anyway, that will do it for Dame Alyssa, who's up in the vault. Ulfo is down here in yellow. We've got that abomination bearing down on us. So for action 1, we're going to search. He's going to find a death strike, which won't help you with the abomination, but it will give us more options. Action 2, we're going to take a shot at the runner, because I think we're going to have to move out that way. So we'll use the crossbow. So we do manage to take out the runner. I'll give the free action to probably Lady Grimm. Either Lady Grimm or who do I think is going to need it more? Actually, we'll give it to Anne. But we do take out the runner for another experience for Ulfo, bringing him up to 3. And action 3, he's going to move away because we don't have a way to deal with the abomination right now. That will do it for Ulfo. Baldrick is also going to, actually, Baldrick moving in won't do any good because I don't have the I don't have a door knocker for him. So Baldrick up here in green is going to move 1 down here, 2 over to that space. He's going to use a spellcaster action to deal with the... try to deal with some of those zombies. So he's going to use his Death Strike, because why not? Get the yellow dice out. A 5 takes out one of these walkers to give him another point of experience and actually pushing him to yellow as well. So he gets another action. Action 3, he'll use his Mana Blast again. Take out another one. Action 4, we'll run the attack back one more time. Take out the last walker in that space. So we'll move that off, and Baldrick will go up to 9 experience. Anyway, that will do it for Baldrick. Anne, who's up in shot with the, again, with the red base. Her free action will be to search, because we still need to find a way to deal with the abomination. So her search will yield water, which we'll discard to give her an experience point. So that'll bring her up to 4. And action 1, she'll move into the vault with Alyssa. Action 2 will try to break the door open. Once again, we're trying to get down here, but that's going to trigger a room spawn. Which we do manage to get that door open. So we'll spawn in here. So we'll activate that, then we'll spawn inside. So we'll spawn in the bigger room first. We'll find two walkers, because again, we are in yellow now. And for the, where's my laser pointer? Here you are. So and then for this room we find another Necromancer. Give me a break. Which also, any Necromancer on the board gets an extra activation. That's bad. Because we activate, because he is going to move in, and then we spawn another Necromancer. Which we were... Oh, we were spawning in here. That's right. And then the minion that comes with him, he gets a runner with him. Now, the one way this is kind of a good thing is because the Necromancer is going to be moving a long way. So he's got to go through the vault and out, and then he'll be looking to get out through that spawn zone right there. But that does put us with 6 spawn zones. Actually, that has 5 spawn zones on the board. So we're not in too terribly deep trouble yet, but I don't expect that to last for too much or too long. But anyway, that will do it for Anne. Now we're over to Lady Grimm, who's in a bad way. So for action 1, she's going to search. She finds a dagger, which gives you a +1 die to another equipped melee weapon. So we're actually already rolling 2 dice. I don't think you can use that in the backpack. I'll have to look, but I'm pretty sure that dagger. I'm pretty sure I can't use that dagger from the backpack. Double daggers would stack, but I'm going to rule that you can't use the dagger from the backpack, so that's kind of unfortunate. Action 2, Grimm's going to move out. Action 3, she'll take a shot. She'll try to kill the Necromancer. She'll fail. Then action 4, we'll try it again. Nellie's probably going to have to step in there and soak damage this round. Yeah, Grimm is not having a good time today. Anyway, that will do it for Lady Grimm. The aforementioned Nellie, who's over here in shot, is going to move into the space for action 1. Action 2, she's going to shoot with a short bow. Actually, yeah. Alright, a 4 does take out the Necromancer, thankfully. Which gives her 1 experience. She's at 5. We still have 3 of our survivors who haven't bumped into yet. Then action 3, she's going to trade with Ulfo and take the Death Strike from him. So we'll get her another weapon that can do 2 damage, start spreading that around a little bit. Anyway, that will do it for the round, so now we're into another zombie phase. So we're looking at a busy zombie phase here. Necromancer moves, they move into the yellow vault, the runner goes with them. Yikes. Fatties move up, runner ends up in that space. End up there. Fortunately, we've got Baldrick somewhat standing guard for Alyssa and Anne, but they are definitely hurting. They could use some serious help. Alright, so now we're into spawning. We'll start here and loop away all the way around to end up with this Necromancer spawn last. So the first regular spawn for the scenario is a runner. Then for the Necromancer spawn zone, we end up with two more runners. Good lord. I'm pretty sure we're going to have death by runner today. Right now, I think we're just at a point where we're probably just barely holding our heads above water. But when everything starts to congregate on the board, so we're going to that spawn next. But as everything starts to congregate, we're probably going to end up with a mess on our hands. 2 walkers. Then over to here we end up with An extra activation for walkers. That's not going to be fun. Okay. And then for the Necromancer spawn zone, we end up with... Of all the times to see a double spawn, so we're spawning on this zone, we're double spawning there. Two walkers. And another Necromancer. Fortunately, well, we just have the one Necromancer, so... Actually, no, we can spawn Ostacar again. Jeez. Alright, so there's Ostacar, and then coming with him will be... We still have a double spawn, so we're actually double spawning up here. This is just getting absolutely horrendous now. Necromancer gets another activation. Wonderful. So Ostacar moves there. That Necromancer moves into the vault, which is kind of good for us because we can deal with the Necromancer in the vault. Hopefully. And another Necromancer activation. So Necromancer moves in. Hold on. I gotta double check something. I've been assuming I can take Necromancers out under targeting priority. Looks like it. Okay, so yeah. We had... Okay, yeah, so looks like we had 2 extra activations on the Necromancers. Fantastic. These Necromancers have been causing us all kinds of problems, but I think we're probably up against it now. I think we're probably up against the wall here. So, we'll move the... We are very surrounded right now. So, let's move into another player phase, and this time our first player is Ulfo, who still has also has Born Leader. So let's move down to Ulfo. No bonus points for guessing what Ulfo's doing, but he's actually going to give Nelly the free action. But anyway, first we're going to start off with shooting. We're going to probably going to be a turn of shooting with the crossbow. Do I want to plenty of bolts that, or do I want to just take the Necromancer out? I think I'll just take the Necromancer out, just to be done with it. And action 2, okay, that's 1 experience for Ulfo, so he's up to 4. Action 2, I'll run that back. One and a 2, this I will plenty of bolts. So we'll reroll this, but I have to take this result. Which I don't like that result any better. Yeah. I didn't like that result any better. And unfortunately, everybody's in zones with zombies, so we don't have any options as far as who to give the speed to, but I will give Born Leader to... I'll give it to Nelly. Because we're also going to have to deal with those fatties that are right there. Assuming we survive the round, which I'm far from sure we will. But anyway, we're over to Baldrick next, and we'll zoom in. We'll zoom up to him. Actually, we've got him... No, we don't have him in shot, so we'll zoom up. Alright, Baldrick, let's see if we can get out of this. So we'll start off with a free spell action on the... We'll use your mana... Well, it doesn't really matter, because all we're doing is taking out walkers here. So we'll start with a Mana Blast, which unfortunately does not hit. So action 1 will run the cast again. Action 2 will cast again. I'll get all the noise tokens in one shot. That takes out one walker, but I still... Oh no, I actually have 4 actions, so action 3 will be to run it back. I need to take both of these walkers out, because if I don't, I'm going to lose Baldrick, and I'm probably going to start losing survivors here like it's going out of style. Okay, that takes out another walker. And action 4 will do it again. Alright, so Baldrick's space is all clear, which means at least he will survive the round. But I'm not sure how much I like our odds. That will do it for Baldrick, though. Now let's move up to Anne, who's actually in shot in the yellow vault up here as the sun's coming in, which I actually don't mind that. Action 1, she's going to swing she's going to use the hammer. Do I want the runner or the necromancer first? I think I want the runner first. Because that 2 activations is going to take somebody out all by itself. No dice there. We get... Oh, that's right. I need 4 tokens for Baldrick. 4 noise tokens for Baldrick. We'll leave a noise token there. Action 2, we'll try it again. Still no. Action 3, one more time. Actually, no, we don't need noise tokens up there because the hammer doesn't make noise. No! So I'm losing some combination of Anne and Alyssa this round, it looks like. But anyway, that will unfortunately do it for Anne. Let's move over to Lady Grimm and see if we can save her mess of the space. To say nothing of the predicament that Anne and Dame Alyssa find themselves in, this group is in dire peril as well. With 2 runners in their space, the Abomination, 2 fatties, and 3 more runners bearing down on them, plus another fatty a couple spaces away. I do not like our odds of surviving this scenario. But let's see what we can salvage. So, Lady Grimm will dual wield her short swords. I had an extra red die in there, and that was a terrible roll. Action 2 will run it back. Take out the runner. I forgot that was a walker there. Action 3 will try to take out the walker. The reason I haven't been using shove is it's not really going to help anything because they're just going to move right back into our space next turn. Alright, take out the walker. Then action 4. Unfortunately, I think we're just going to have to pass action 4 at this stage of the game. Because we really don't have a good action 4 with the Abomination, 2 fatties and 3 runners bearing down on us. So yeah. I think then we'll move over to Nellie. Her free action will be to use a Death Strike to try to take out one of the fatties that's bearing down on us. That's a big fat no. So action 1, we'll try it again. We're going to be making a bunch of noise. Alright, so we do take out a fatty. Action 2, we'll try it again. Nope. And action 3, one more time. No! Rolls have been terrible today. But there's nothing I can do about that, so Nellie's turn is over. Let's move up to Dame Alyssa, and then to see if we can lessen the carnage just a little bit. Alright, Alyssa, the one consolation is we have the crossbow that we can use. So we'll go ahead and use that. Unfortunately, we don't have plenty of bolts, so we can't reroll any of these. A 5. I think we'll have it take out the runner. Just so we don't get somebody turned completely inside out, even though we're still in a bad way. Action 2 will reload the crossbow, and then action 3 will try again. Oh, a 3+ actually does hit, so we'll take out the Necromancer, yet another Necromancer, and a Walker. So we'll give Dame Alyssa 2 experience, bring her up to 5. And then that will do it for the... Oh, by the Dice Tower offshot. Oh well. Sorry about that. But anyway, that will do it for the player phase. Now let's move up top for the zombie phase. We are very much at a stage where any unlucky spawn... I also forgot to take out both Necromancer zones, spawn zones, so both of those should be gone. We're also at a point right now where pretty much any bad zombie cards can potentially end the scenario. So Fatty moves in, that Fatty moves closer. The Abomination also moves in, which is a big problem. These walkers move into Baldrick. I will have Anne take the damage from the walker in their space. These walkers move up, and these 3 runners end up giving us a disaster brewing on our hands. So, now we start spawning. So we'll start here. We'll start with the spawn zone down here. And we'll find double spawn, so we're spawning 2 up there. So first up we find 3 walkers and Necromancer again. We can't get away from Ostakar. So he'll be looking to escape probably down here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, he'll be looking to escape down here, but we need to spawn a minion. We need to spawn his minions. He comes with 3 walkers. Walkers are in here. Sorry about that, I'm just rustling off camera for the right zombies. Oh, wonderful. And then over to that spawn space, we find 2 runners. Joy, joy. Okay, so we'll take all of the noise tokens off the board. Yeah, I don't like our chances of getting the middle group down here out of this round alive. First player will pass over to Baldrick, and then we'll fall into his turn. Baldrick is going to start with his spellcaster action. Once again, doesn't really matter what spell I'm using. So I'll just use Mana Blast, because why not? Not kill any of the walkers, but I do need to kill both of these to be able to survive. So action 1. We'll continue with the casting, so still with Mana Blast. No dice. Action 2. That'll work, so we take one of those out. Action 3, we'll run that back. Then action 4, we'll run that back again. No, so I need four more noise tokens. That is unfortunate. Alright, so that will do it for Baldrick. Let's see if we can get some help see if we can get some help to anywhere on the board right now. We are completely surrounded and then some. So let's get up to Anne next. Alright, so we moved the dice tower into shot. Action 1, Anne's going to use the hammer to try to take out the walker in there. Good grief, the dice do not like her today. I'm going to try a different die. Because action 2, we're going to run that back. There we go. Take out a walker. Then action 3, she's going to move out down to here. Plan on moving down here and give Baldrick a little bit of help next turn. But anyway, that will do it for Anne. Now let's get into our heroic middle group's last stand. Nellie's in the space with Lady Grimm and Ulfo, but even she can't soak that much damage. But let's see if it looks like we're going to have to go down fighting. So action 1, she'll dual wield her short swords. We'll take out one of the runners. Action 2, we'll run that back. Garbage roll. Action 3, we'll try that again, and we might actually have to shove here just to try to buy us a little bit of time. Even buying time right now isn't going to be very good. Free. This is actually a free action. We do get to take out another runner. Then action 4, she'll attack again, and then we'll action 4 will attack again, and then we'll shove. Garbage roll, so all of these are going to get shoved over here. The problem is it gets them away from us, but it does introduce a ranged targeting priority problem. Because as we look at the targeting priority order for ranged, we see it's walkers, then fatties and abominations at the same priority, then runners, then the Necromancer. So, yeah. We have the two walkers in there, and then the fatty and the abomination soak up the damage. So the abomination will soak everything up. Which means that's probably only delaying the inevitable at this point. Because we can't get rid of those runners. Nellie will use her Death Strike to try... Death Strike will at least take out some of the walkers. For action 1. action 2, we'll try that again. Alright, so we do take out a walker for another experience, which gives her another action. And action 3, I'll run that back. Question is, do I just leave... I don't want to leave any of them for lost, but I might have to here. Yikes. Okay, so I think we are probably going to have to leave Lady Grimm for lost, unfortunately. We'll use the free action to move in, and then action 4, she'll search. So Nellie will find a hand crossbow, which this isn't actually all that helpful right now because it's a 0 to 1, roll 2 dice, hit on a 3+, but only do 1 damage. So we'll swap that out with her short bow. Then action, I think that was action 4. It is action 1 to attack, action 2. Oh no, we still have one more action left. So she will move. She's actually got to move back in to help try to soak damage, but I still don't like our odds of this. But anyway, let's get back up to Dame Alyssa and see if she can give Baldrick maybe a little bit of help as well. Alright, so we have Dame Alyssa up in shot, so she's going to move action 1 up to the vault, action 2 down here, and action 3, I don't want to risk friendly fire, but question is, Baldrick can take a hit, but if I miss, then he's going to get taken out. So that's the only problem here. I think... Yeah, you know what? I think we risk friendly fire here. That way, maybe I can move... And it turns out that we get away with one, because both of those would have hit. So, yeah. Which means that gets taken out. And Alyssa gets another 1 experience. She's 1 away from yellow. But anyway, that will do it for Alyssa. Now we'll move down to Ulfo. Ulfo will give the free action. Who's even going to survive this? Who's even likely to survive this round? We'll give it to Alyssa, just because she's right now probably in the least danger, and we're going to get ready to do some serious shooting with that crossbow next round. But anyway, so Ulfo will shoot... What do I do with my... Here's my laser pointer. Ulfo will shoot at this fatty first. Okay, he'll take that fatty out for 1 experience. Then action 2, he'll shoot into this mess of a space. See if we can't keep everything from landing there again. He does get to take out both the walker and the fatty for another 2 experience, which pushes him into yellow as well. Which means he gets 4 actions. For action 3... I'm actually going to speed... Lady Grimm and get her out of there. So I'll move her 1, 2 further into the room, so she's just in shot there at the end. Then for action 4, actually, yeah, action 1 was to shoot the fatty, action 2 was to shoot into that space for 2 experience. Then speed, which doesn't look like it's an... Well, actually, enchantment probably is an action. Yeah, enchantment action is action 3. Alright, so action 4 will be to move him up. Anyway, that will do it for Ulfo. Now let's move back up top. Yeah, let's move back up top into the zombie phase. Alright, so we are trying to salvage this scenario desperately. These move in, Nellie takes 1 from the runner. These 2 runners move 2 spaces here. This whole mess moves down here. And now we spawn zombies. So now we'll start, so once again we'll start from the bottom zone. And we'll spawn 2 more walkers. Actually, I'm playing walkers here. Then we'll go up for the regular zone, then the Necromancer zone. 4 walkers. And then from the Necromancer zone, or from the Necromancer spawn zone, double spawn over here. First up, didn't mean to jar the camera there. So first up on our double spawn, we have another runner. And another 2 runners. Alright, so once again we see Nellie is in a world of trouble. But first player will cycle back up to Anne. And then we'll move into a new player phase and we'll start with Anne. Alright, so we're going to start off up here with Anne, and she's going to search. We still need to find a way to deal with that abomination. So we'll draw a hand crossbow, which we saw earlier, which Nellie, it's the same thing Nellie has. So it's another ranged weapon. I'm going to equip, I'm actually going to leave the lightning, no. I'm going to equip it over the lightning bolt. Because I can actually roll more dice and I hit more easily with it. Action 2, I'll bring Anne down to here. We'll take all these noise tokens off the board. And action 3, I'm not going to go anywhere near using her melee. So I'm actually going, come on. There we go. Sorry, I didn't have, surprisingly I have some nails. Then action 3, I think she's just going to make well, yeah, she's going to make noise. Not that it's really going to do much for us right now, but we're trying to, basically the idea I have is to try to draw some of the zombies away, but Nellie's going to bite it by the time, Nellie's probably going to bite it unless I can kill that runner and get her out of there. But we'll see what we can do with that. Anyway, that will do it for Anne, so now we'll move over to Lady Grimm. Action 1, she'll pick this objective up. We see that it's not red, so she just gets 5 experience for that. Bringing her up to 15. I don't want to ever do too much killing, because if we have Lady Grimm start killing, we move into orange. Action 2, we search. So we'll find a regular sword. So we roll, so it's another door knocker. We roll 2 dice, hit on a 4+, and do 1 damage. That's no real change from the dual-wielding short sword, so I'm going to leave that for now. Action 3. What is she going to do for action 3? Actually, yeah. Action 3 will move over... Action 3 will move up here, and then Action 4 will move up here to try to get into the purple vault. And then Nellie will move over to Nellie next. She'll use her Death Strike. Actually, no, she's going to use the hand crossbow. Alright, so we do get to take out the runner here, which will give her 1 experience. We're in a melee space, so we don't have to worry about targeting priority. Then there's her free move action, which is still going to cost her an action because there's a zombie in the space, the Abomination. She's going to move there for action 2. It would normally cost her 2 actions, but like I said, I'm using one of her actions as her free move action. Then action 3 to move over here, action 4 up here. Let's try to get away from the Abomination a little bit and try to buy us some time. Then Dame Alyssa, who has free action this round, she's going to move... She's going to use her free action to move toward the mess of walkers and the Necromancer coming. Then action 1, she's going to start shooting with her crossbow. Unfortunately, we have to take out the mess of walkers before we can even get at the Necromancer. We do get to take one of them out, which is also fortunate because that gives her another action. Which action 2 will then be to reload. Action 3 will shoot again. Take out another walker. And then action 4, I'll move her back. Then that will do it for Lady Alyssa. Ulfo, oh boy, Ulfo is going to search for 1. He'll find an axe, which just opens the door. I will put that... We'll just leave that for now. Then I'll speed himself for action 2 to move him up toward Lady Grimm. Then action 3, he has 4 actions, so action 3... and action 4, we'll plan on trying to open the purple vault next turn. Then Baldrick is going to start casting. So he's going to use his Mana Blast into that space. The crossbow didn't make noise, but this will. So Spellcaster will start off with Mana Blast. The dream would be to hit on all of these casts and take out Ostakar again. It will not stop spawning on us, though. The Dice Tower's in shot. Alright, that's a 5, so we do take out a walker. Brings him up to 14 experience. Actual action 1 will be to cast again. I'll get the noise tokens out once I'm done with all of his actions. Alright, take out another walker. Action 2. Nope. Action 3. Nope. And action 4. Take out another walker. Alright, so 5 noise tokens. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He made a lot of noise. And then since we're already up top, we'll go into the zombie phase. Walkers move up here. The Abomination moves over this way. Runners end up here. Come on. These runners end up here. They land on Baldrick. And these land here. We're still not in very good straits here. We've definitely managed to kind of get clear of the middle of the board, but we still have a lot of trouble on our hands. So once again, and we have real potential of shuffling the zombie deck this turn. So we'll start with the... So we'll start once again with the spawn zone down here. We are still in yellow, so we have the Abomination, but the Abomination's already on the board, so nothing happens there. Next we're going to the regular spawn zone up here. 2 fatties, just what I didn't need to see. Then for the Necromancer spawn, Necromancer's zone spawn. Ooh, extra activation for fatties. That's actually not too terribly bad. And those are the only fatties on the board. And then we have, going over here, we have 4 walkers. So that could have been a lot more perilous than it turned out to be. But we are still in a very, very surrounded way up here. Although we did pull this out of the fire last time, but anyway, we'll get all the noise tokens off the board. Baldrick's still in that space, by the way. First player will move over to Lady Grimm, and then we'll jump into her turn. We'll start off with Lady Grimm over here in shot. Action 1, she'll move into the purple vault. Action 2, she'll try to open the door. We'll use her short swords to do it. And I didn't have it in shot, but she does not manage to open the door. Action 3, we'll try it again. We'll bring the dice tower into shot with a slight adjustment on the camera. That still doesn't open the door. I'm going to try 2 different dice as I try to open the door for action 4. There we go. So we finally get the purple vault open. Which means we can get in there and claim the item that's in there. Anyway, that will do it for Lady Grimm. Let's move down to Nellie. We are still desperately searching for a way to kill this abomination. So Nellie's going to move 1 up with Anne and Dame Alyssa, 2 into here, into this space, and then 3 she's going to search. So basically what we're trying to find is Dragon Bile and a torch. So anyway, Nellie will draw another plenty of bolts. That's kind of helpful actually, because that'll let her reroll her hand crossbow rolls. But it's not what we're looking for right now. Dame Alyssa, on the other hand, we'll see if she has any better luck here. So for action 1, what is she going to do for action 1? I think I shoot in and risk friendly fire to try to take out the Necromancer. So we'll bring the dice tower back in shot. Right there. Okay, so yeah, we actually take out the walker. We do get 1 experience. Action 2 will reload. Action 3 will shoot again. Mostly I want to be able to get Baldrick out of there. Alright, so we do take out the Necromancer. We'll take out this spawn zone. And give her another experience. Then action 4, I will draw her. I'll move her in the room with Nellie. That will do it for Dame Alyssa. Now let's move down to Ulfo. Let's move up to Ulfo. Alright, we have Ulfo up here in shot. Action 1, he's actually going to grab the objective for 5 experience. Because we know we've seen the blue one already. In Action 2, he'll move into the purple vault. Action 3, we'll grab the vault artifact here. Let's see what we find. We find an Inferno. 0 to 1, 4 dice, hits on a 4+, and does 2 damage. And I'll reorganize that. Move the crossbow out, and we'll equip the Inferno instead. I'll give the free action from Born Leader to... I'll give it to Baldrick so we can try to do some serious damage on the mess of a space he's got. Then for Action 3, he doesn't have a door knocker. I didn't realize that. So Action 3, we'll move him back out with Lady Grimm. Action 4 will move him down. We'll move him out there. So we'll do it for Ulfo. Now let's get up to Baldrick and see what kind of damage he can do. Alright, so we're starting off with Lady Grimm up here in shot. Action 1, she'll search, and she'll find a repulse. Once per turn, select a target zone that the survivor can see. Then a destination zone at range 1 from it, sharing an open path, and one zone farther from the survivor. Zombies standing in the target zone are pushed to the destination zone. We are not finding anything for dealing with the abomination. And we'll zoom up. Action 2, we'll move down. We'll move into the purple vault. Action 3, she'll try to open the door. I think nope. Let me get those dice out. And we do open the door. You know, the dice tower is off shot, but you can bring the dice tray up. 5 and a 2. One of those opens the door. Then Action 4. I think Action 4, she's going to move out here, and we'll move down to show her destination, which is she ended up down here. So she ended up in this space. Alright, that will do it for Lady Grimm. We'll move up to Nellie, who is still in the room with Dame Alyssa. Action 1 will be to search. Another plenty of arrows, which we do have the bow, but I'd rather have the crossbow here. Action 2 will move into the yellow vault. Action 3 will bring her out on the other side. Action 4, I'll pick up the objective and get her 5 experience. That will do it for Nellie. Dame Alyssa will search for Action 1. She'll find a walker. Fantastic. Not what I wanted to see. Action 2, she'll try to kill it with the... Actually, she'll try to use the crossbow to kill that. Got the dice tower and shot. Alright, 6 and a 1. One of those takes out the walker that we just spawned. Action 3 will move into the yellow vault. Action 4 will move out at the other side. Then down to Ulfo. He'll give the free action this turn to Baldrick once again, because we're going to have to try to clean that mess up. Action 1... He'll move Action 1 in there. Action 2 up to the purple vault. Action 3 out. And Action 4, he'll pick up the objective. Actually, no, better idea. He'll search for Action 4. Water, which he'll discard to get 1 experience. That'll bring him up to 13. And that will do it for Ulfo. Baldrick is up here, so he's going to start casting spells. So we'll get a Death Strike going. We take out walkers first, so we'll use the free action to take out. We'll use the free action to attack with a Mana Blast. That won't work. Then action 1, we'll Mana Blast again. That will take out a walker. Action 2 will do it again. Action 3 will do it again. Action 4 will move back. He gets 2 experience, which is going to push us close to orange, but we do have to be very careful about that. Anne will step in for action 1. Action 2, she'll search. She'll find plenty of bolts. I'm beginning to think everything we needed got shuffled to the bottom. Action 3 will send her into the... We'll send her into the yellow vault, and then action 4 will bring her out as well. Then that will do it for Anne. Since we're already up top, we'll go into the zombie phase. So 1, 2... So everything moves there. The runners... I think we split the runners. And they move here... here, and here. Okay. Now we'll start spawning. Once again, we'll start at the bottom zone and we'll find a fatty. Fantastic. And now we're shuffling the spawn deck. Now we're shuffling the zombie deck, which has potential. So, and now that we're in yellow, everything is so much more dangerous. And we'll give this a cut. Okay, going up to the top zone, we find double spawn, so we're double spawning over here. So first card up, we find another double spawn, so we'll be double spawning down here. And then the second card still here. Another double spawn, so we're actually spawning 4 down here. So actually, now we're spawning 4 down here. So 1. Necromancer again. Ostakar is back again. It's like at least the 4th time he's shown up. And then coming out with him is a runner. So now spawn 2 down here. Necromancer gets an extra activation along with every zombie in his zone getting an extra activation. So they all move up. Alright, so card 3 at the regular spawn zone. I think we have to spawn at the Necromancer. No, we don't spawn at the Necromancer zone this turn. So card 3 is another runner. And then card 4. Extra activation on runners. This is bad. So that takes out Actually, no. Baldrick could take the hit. Grimm, however, can't. Grimm is dead. Ulfo couldn't have taken the hit either, but... So yeah. Baldrick's dead. And then the runners all move in here, which means Ulfo is not long for this world. Let's see, Ostakar, that was card 3. So card 4. Two fatties. So I think our luck may be starting to finally be running out. But anyway, that will do it for the zombie phase. We are in a very bad way. We just lost 2 of our survivors, and I don't like our odds of surviving too much longer here. So, that will start us off with... So our first player will end up being Nelly, but again, we are in a very bad way here. So we'll move down and see what how Nelly's going to try to get at us. Actually, we can probably stay in this top view. So action 1, she's going to search, to the surprise of, well, no one. She'll draw an axe, which will serve as a door knocker for her. And I'll equip that over the... Actually, it's take a free reorganize action. So I will... I'll give her a door knocker. I'll equip the... No, actually I'm going to equip it over the Death Strike. Then action 2, she'll move over. Action 3, open the door. Because the axe just lets you open the door. Actually, we'll take a quick look at... I think we went through that already. Then action 4, she'll step back. Dame Alyssa will step over for 1. Action 2, she'll shoot the crossbow. She's shooting into this space. She's got to take out the fatties first, which is still going to be very welcome, if we can manage it. Which we can take 1 of them out. Then action 3, she'll grab the objective for 5 experience, which means now we have 1 objective left to grab. And then action 4, she'll step back. And moving to Ulfo, he'll give the action to Anne, so we can keep the search moving. Action 1, he'll grab the objective here for another 5 experience, which will still not push us into orange, but perilously close. Action 2 will Actually, action 2, I'll pick up the orange die that just dropped on the floor. Then action 2 will cast Inferno. So 4 dice. We'll see if we can clear these. Unfortunately, this is going to push us into orange, but I don't think I have a choice right now. Hits on a 4+, so yeah, we take 2 of these runners out. 2 experience for Ulfo, and now we have a choice. I can either take +1 die to combat, or +1 to dice roll melee. So basically the difference between the two is combat lets you roll in, +1 die lets you roll an additional die on the action. +1 to dice roll lets you add 1 to your roll. I'm actually going to take +1 die in combat, because I want to be able to start hitting more of these. But we are in orange now, so the spawns are going to be getting a lot more dangerous. That was action 1 was to pick up the objective. Action 2 was to cast Inferno. Action 3 will be to do Inferno again. This time I'm rolling 5 dice. We clear out 2 of the... Yeah, we clear out 2 of the runners in here. Unfortunately, we don't have the actions to get out. Yeah, so I think we'll just speed and plan on trying to... I think we'll speed and plan on using Anne to try to save him. But I don't like our chance... Actually, yeah. We'll speed and try to use Anne to try to save him. But I don't think we're going to pull it off, not the way we're rolling today. But, yeah, we'll just move in for the second space. Alright, so we skip over Baldrick because he's been defeated. Action 1 for Anne. Actually, the free action for Anne will be the aforementioned hammer to try to take some of these things out. Alright, so we get a choice, which means we'll take the fatty out. Then actual action 1 will be to try to take the runner out. Runner go bye-bye. Which actually pushes Anne into yellow finally and gives her a second action. Or gives her a fourth action. Action 2, she'll use the hammer to try to open the door. We won't have to respawn it because we've spawned it already. One does not open the door. Action 4, unfortunately... If I Bloodlust Melee... Actually, yeah, if I Bloodlust Melee, I'm just going to get Anne killed needlessly. So, you have to remember... And the targeting priority... Yeah, either way, I wouldn't be able to... Doesn't look like I'm going to be able to save Ulfo because I needed to be able to open that door to be able to shoot in with the crossbow. So action 4, I think we just retreat back and unfortunately leave Ulfo for lost. Then Grimm was defeated already, so now we activate the zombies. These move. These move. These move here. Ulfo gets taken out, which means the runners move here. Necromancer's moving there. Passing through, and passing through. Okay. So, yeah, now things are really starting to go haywire on us. So we'll spawn here, and then the Necromancer zone. So we'll start off with... We are in... Our highest hero ended up in orange. I wonder how that works with the danger level. You still... I'm going to, just for sake of trying to end this video, I'm going to rule it that you end up with the highest hero no matter what. So we end up with 5 walkers. So because we ended up with a hero in orange, even though he's out, we're still going to play like we're in orange. Then the Necromancer spawn zone ends up with 5 more walkers, so we're just going to end up with a walker party. Four, 5. All right, then moving up to the top of the shot, we find another Necromancer, as if we needed more of those. And then each Necromancer on the board already gets an activation. So Ostakar moves there. And then with the Necromancer will come 5 more walkers. Man, we're going through walkers very quickly here. 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright, so we are, and then we're spawning over here. We end up with 4 more walkers. Goodness gracious. Okay, so... Right, so we have 3 heroes down, and we've got... Ostakar's about to escape unless we do something crazy. So our first player is going to end up being Dame Alyssa. She's going to go try to open this door for action 1. Door does not open. Action 2, she'll search because we still need to deal with that abomination. She'll find a greatsword. Ooh. Rolling 5 dice but hitting on a 5+. I think we'll equip that over top of the short sword. Unfortunately, opening doors is a bit harder because we open doors on a 5+ now. But action 3 will try it. Nope. Action 4 will try it again. No. So we make noise on 2 different occasions. Alright. Then we go to Anne, who action 1 is going to search. She'll find a walker. Fantastic. Just what I wanted to see. Action 2, she'll fight with the hammer. Fail to kill the walker. Action 3, fight with the hammer again. Action 4, fight with the hammer again. Finally, take out the walker that was there. So 1 experience for Anne. She is still going to get really roughed up, though. She's going to get broken into about 1,000,000 pieces. And we have Nellie. She's going to search for action 1. She'll find salted meat, which she'll discard to get 1 experience. Not what I want to see right now. Free move action. We use the crossbow. See if we can... Unfortunately, the runners are going to get through and still take Anne out. Alright, so we take out one of the millions of walkers for 1 experience. And action 3, she'll step back. In action 4, she'll go open the door. Which unfortunately is going to let all those walkers come in, but that right now that really can't be helped, and part of it is just the scenario has gone so haywire that at this point I just kind of want it over, honestly. But anyway, that will do it. So zombies activate. Runner breaks Anne into 100 pieces. And everything moves in there. Here. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So equidistant paths. Here. Here. So we had a small mishap with the camera where apparently I was recording too long and lost some footage. But to summarize briefly what happened. So a runner got through and broke Anne into 100 pieces, then everything else jumped in here. The abominations and these walkers moved down here because they're moving in here. The runner's actually going to move in here as well. Then the fatties that were up here with Baldrick's corpse moved down. And the Necromancer and these walkers moved down. So we were getting ready to spawn 3 fatties down here. This isn't the Necromancer spawn zone yet. That's coming next. Necromancer spawn zone now, we end up with an activation for the Necromancers. So Necromancer moves here, Zombie moves here, and the Necromancer moves here. That's the Necromancer spawn, so we are up there, and we have a Necromancer spawn zone up there as well. So we have another runner. And then the Necromancer spawn up here yields an extra activation on fatties. Oh boy. So they move here. Fatty moves in here. These guys move in here. These guys move here. And then spawning over here, extra activation on walkers. Oh, jeez. So, yeah. They move in. Alright, so oh, good grief. Let's see here. Is there any possible way that Nellie and Dame Alyssa can kill... They need to be able to kill... They can't have more than 4 walkers survive. 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Actually, the fatty... Then the 2 runners. So I'm deciding if I want to continue this or if we were just going to move up top and wrap it up, because this video is just... This scenario has just gone completely haywire on me, and then some. So... Well, we have the runners that are going to get in, and we're drawing 5 cards from the deck. Yuck. We might as well play it out. Why not? So we'll move into... So we'll have Nellie become our first player. She's going to attack with the... She'll start off with a crossbow. We do have plenty of bolts, so we'll plenty of bolts that, because that was a garbage roll. That's better, so we take 2 of these walkers out. Give her 2 experience. Bring up to 17. Action 2, reload the crossbow. Action 3, fight it again. Plenty of bolts that. Yeah, that takes out another 2. That pushes her into orange. So we can either Bloodlust Melee, which is the same ability Anne had, or Slippery. Survivor doesn't spend extra actions when moving out of a zone combining zombies. Entering a zone containing zombies ends the survivor's move action. We'll take Slippery just in case, by a miracle, Dame Alyssa is able to pull this out of the fire. But the way we've been rolling today, I don't like our odds of that. So, Dame Alyssa will go ahead with the Greatsword for 5 dice. Unfortunately for Dame Alyssa, she hits only on a 5+. So we do take out a walker, which is going to push her into orange pretty soon as well. And we'll run it back with a greatsword. Take out another walker, which does push her into orange, and our choices for Alyssa are +1 free melee action or +1 to dice roll melee. I think we'll take the +1 free melee action. So this next roll on the greatsword will be free. Alright, so we take another walker out. Action 3, we'll try to take out, we'll use the greatsword one more time, then I'm going to switch over to the crossbow, but I'm pretty sure it's not going to matter. Oh wow, we take 3 more walkers out for another 3 experience. Then action 4, I think we'll use the greatsword again, because I think that right now is our only path to survival. Is if we can take out a couple more of these walkers. Well, actually, even if we take out... Actually, no, I think the scenario just ends unless we take out all 3 of these walkers. Which we somehow manage. Wow, so we're still in it. I'm actually moderately surprised. But somebody is getting defeated here, because we're back into a new zombie phase. So Ostakar escapes, which means his spawn zone gets flipped over to a regular spawn. These all move. 1, 2, 1, 1. So I'm gonna have Nelly eat it here. But unfortunately, Alyssa is going to take 1. And then everything else moves in. So yeah, right now we're at a point where pretty much any extra activation kills us. So we start off down here with 2 spawn zones. So we'll start off with double spawn. So we double spawn here. So 2 cards there. First card up. Another 4 walkers. And another... oh, wait. That should actually be 2 runners, and this is another 3. Fortunately, we are not out of runners, so we have a total of 5 runners on that space. 4, 5. All right, then moving up to top of the shot up here. 3 more walkers. And then from the Necromancer spawn zone, we end up with extra activation on walkers. Yep, that will do it at long last. We lasted longer than I thought I would, honestly, but with that, let's move back up top and we'll wrap this video up. We go owie lots. That was a very painful scenario, especially when we had the Necromancers, especially when we started spawning the board like crazy, but we never could find the way to deal with the Abomination. It seemed like everything got shuffled into the bottom of the deck. In fact, just out of curiosity, dagger, sword, okay, there was the Dragon Bile, but we needed it, and then the torch, so they ended up a little too far down the deck for us to be able to do anything about it, but sometimes that's just how it goes in this game. This is a lot of fun, though. Just sometimes when you need a mindless killing game, sometimes when you need a game to mindlessly kill zombies, this is one you pick up for it. But that will do it for this playthrough of Zombicide Black Plague. Next week we'll be back in space once again as we play Star Wars Outer Rim. Thank you for watching this video. Please give the video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Be sure to turn on notifications so you get my content. Be well, stay safe, take care of yourselves and your loved ones, and I'll be back with more videos in the future. Until then, take care everyone.